Today, we're going to be doing a deep dive into one of the best vitamins for sleep as you age. But there's a lot of debate and controversy over this particular subject. So hopefully you'll leave this video understanding why one of the most essential vitamins you want to prioritize for better sleep is vitamin D. Hey everyone, I'm Dr. Michael Bruce, the Sleep Doctor. Now remember, vitamin D is classified as a steroid hormone, and it exhibits similar hormonal properties to other hormones such as testosterone, estrogen, and cortisol. Basically, it's why we have strong bones and teeth, and it is what helps us from getting sick. It's also perhaps the most important vitamin our body needs for sleep. The body produces vitamin D when the skin is exposed to sunlight, but it can also obtain it from other dietary sources as well as from supplementation. Now, one thing that many people don't know is there's actually two types of vitamin D. There's D2 and there's D3. D2 is found in plant-based sources and foods, such as mushrooms, fortified cereals, plant-based milk like soy, almond, and oat, as well as orange juice. D3 primarily originates in the skin. When your skin is exposed to ultraviolet B rays from the sunlight, a chemical in your skin is converted into vitamin D3. In addition to sunlight, it can also be obtained from animal-based dietary sources, such as fatty fish, fish oils, egg yolks. While both D2 and D3 help raise vitamin D levels in the body, D3 is generally considered more effective at maintaining long-term vitamin D levels. So how does vitamin D specifically affect sleep? Research suggests that it affects sleep in several ways. Number one, it can affect the regulation of our sleep-wake cycles. So vitamin D receptors are found in areas of the brain involved in sleep regulation, such as the hypothalamus. Adequate levels of vitamin D might also help regulate the production of melatonin, which remember is the hormone that controls your sleep-wake cycle. Number two, vitamin D can influence our sleep quality. Some studies suggest that people with low levels of vitamin D may experience poor sleep quality, including difficulty falling asleep or staying asleep, and may have more frequent arousals during the night. Number three, low levels of vitamin D have been associated with sleep disorders like insomnia and sleep apnea. With sleep apnea, studies have been found that a lack of vitamin D can worsen the severity of the apnea. So if you're currently using a CPAP machine, it's probably time to really start monitoring your vitamin D levels. Number four, vitamin D may affect mood regulation. Remember, folks, seasonal depression is real, especially in places like the Pacific Northwest, which experiences very low levels of sunlight during the winter. Low vitamin D levels affect depression, which we know can affect your sleep. And finally, number five, vitamin D deficiency has been associated with an increase in pain sensitivity, which can also disrupt your sleep. By alleviating this pain sensitivity, adequate vitamin D levels may help improve sleep in people with chronic pain conditions. How do you know if you have a vitamin D deficiency? Unfortunately, 1 in 4 people are low in vitamin D. Most are really not particularly symptomatic, meaning they don't feel any differences. But there are some people that can have more risks than others. These include people who are older, people with darker skin because the pigment in their skin does not necessarily allow for vitamin D production, people with obesity, and people with kidney or liver disease. Some symptoms of vitamin D deficiencies that you're going to want to kind of be on the lookout for: fatigue, achiness, depression, hair loss, muscle weakness, and a loss of appetite. Long-term deficiencies can actually lead to more serious things like cancer, diabetes, cardiovascular disease, and even severe depression. If you suspect that your sleep issues are related to vitamin D deficiency, it's always a good idea to consult a healthcare provider who can recommend appropriate testing and treatment. Now, before we talk about how much vitamin D you should be taking, if you're enjoying this kind of sleep content, please give this video a like and go subscribe to the channel below. Your support allows me to keep making this type of sleep content for you in the future. So do me a huge favor. If you're new to this channel, go do that right now. So how much vitamin D do you really need? Well, let's talk about sunshine first. If you're getting your vitamin D from the sun and through your skin, I would recommend between 10 and 15 minutes of sunlight each day. One of my favorite things that I tell my patients to do, especially if they are an early bird or what I call a lion chronotype, is if you get up before the sun and you can watch the sun rise over the horizon. It's one of the healthiest ways for you to get your vitamin D. Now, don't worry if you're not the kind of person who likes to wake up super early. Whenever you do wake up, try to take the time to go over to the window and get a little extra sunlight. Or better yet, step outside and really let the rays of the light wash on over you. But let's say you're in a part of the country or even a part of the world that doesn't have a ton of sunlight. Well, this is when supplementation is probably a really good idea. I also want to mention that as people age, their body produces less vitamin D naturally from their skin. So the recommended amount is going to vary from person to person depending upon their age. Now, I'm going to be honest, there is a lot of debate and even maybe some controversy over dosages over the years. In my older patients, I might recommend 800 to 1,000 international units. I know many of you out there might think this is too low, but for us seniors, we just don't need as much. For anyone under 50, I recommend 1,000 to 2,000 international units per day. But again, for seniors, a daily intake of 800 to 1,000 is recommended to maintain optimal bone health and prevent deficiencies. So what do I personally take? Nordic Naturals and Thorne Research are great brands to start with for vitamin D. But because D3 is such a popular and common vitamin, you really can't go wrong with much of what's available. I recommend taking your supplement in the morning or midday so that it doesn't interfere with any melatonin regulation, which is exactly what I do. Please share with me what vitamins and dosages you're taking for your sleep in the comments below, and feel free to reach out with any questions. And don't forget to give this video a like and subscribe to the channel. I've got some amazing content coming out soon that you're not going to want to miss, so stay tuned. If you want to learn more about how quickly to fall back asleep in the middle of the night or my recommendations on the best nighttime routines, go check out my videos right here. All right, everyone, this is Dr. Michael Bruce, the Sleep Doctor, wishing you sweet vitamin D dreams.